Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is David and in this video I'm going to show you how to play the game King of the Valley. And I can do so with thanks to the publisher The Game Master who provided me with this copy. And this is a set collection game where the players will walk around the valley as kings, recruiting new characters to their kingdom that will hopefully give them the most points at the end of the game. So please let me show you how it's played. All character tiles have a number 1, 2 or 3 on the back side. And at the start of the game you will make a grid of 5 by 5 randomly using the number 1 tiles. You will have some leftovers that you will put on the bottom of the hill. And there are 2 levels of steepness you can adjust to the hill. And once you are out of number 1 characters you will fill the hill up with number 2 characters. And the number 3 characters are the same as the number 1 characters. It's just to make sure that they are evenly spread among the game. All players will get their own player board. This will be their kingdom. And you will put the characters you collect underneath their corresponding picture. All players will get 2 starting gold. You can use gold to buy characters from the hill or maybe use them for some special characters, but gold is also worth 1 point each at the end of the game. And each player will have a king pawn. Once you've decided who is the starting player, that player will get this token and that will be the first player to put his king into the valley. So I'll just put it over here. Then the next player will put the king pawn somewhere. And this game is for 2 to 4 players. And once all players have put their pawn into the valley, we are ready to start the game, starting with the start player. Each turn consists of 4 phases. Phase 1 is recruiting a subject from the hill. This is optional and is not allowed in round 1 of the game. So that is optional. Then you must collect a character from the valley. If possible, you can score your complete kingdom bonus. And finally you will replenish the valley and the hill, and then it's the next player. So recruiting a subject from the hill is optional and not allowed in round 1, but after that you can simply pay the money that is asked, so 2 coins, 3 coins, 4, 6, 8 or even 10 coins if you want the top character. You simply put the money back into the supply and you take the tile that you want. But keep in mind, each gold at the end of the game is also worth 1 point, so you're paying with points. Then in the next step you must move your pawn across the valley and picking up one of the characters over there. And characters will simply score you points at the end of the game. If you collect a queen, you'll put her over here. And as you can see, there are only 3 queens available in the entire game. She's worth 5 points. The duke is worth 4 points and the countess is worth 3 points if you collect them. That's it, and that's all. A single knight is worth 2 points, but there are 5 knights in 4 different colors. But if you score 3 knights of the same color, you will get 3 bonus points at the end of the game. If you collect 4 of them, you will score 5 bonus points. And if you manage to collect all 5 knights of the same color, you will score 8 bonus points at the end of the game. And finally, we have the farmer and the farmer's wife. They are both worth 1 point each, but at the end of the game, you will score 2 bonus points for each pair of them that you make, for each happy family. So let's see how we can collect those characters. You move your pawn in a straight line. This can be up, down, left, right or diagonally. And there's 2 ways you can collect a character. You can end your movement on the tile that you want. So the queen over here is 5 points, so I simply go over here and collect the queen. By putting the queen underneath the matching portrait. If you have all 5 characters collected in your kingdom, you can eventually collect a kingdom bonus, but that's not for now, so I'll simply end my movement by refilling the grid. I have to choose one of the 2 columns from the hill, and I will add the character on the bottom of that to the tile that I took. And then I put a new tile on top of the column I took the tile from, and you see it all shuffles down. But it's also possible to collect multiple characters in one turn, maybe even 2 or 3. Because if I move like this, I am passing 2 knights, and if I want to take those 2 knights, I have to stop my movement exactly after the last knight I want to take. And now I can take both the 2 of the knights. It doesn't matter that they're from a different color, it's simply about them being knights. And I will add these knights to my kingdom. Again, I have to choose one of the 2 columns to refill the grid, and I have to refill the grid in the order that I took the tiles. So this one goes first, and then comes the countess. And I will put 2 new tiles on top of the hill. You can even collect up to 3 of the same characters, say if it was like this. And the yellow player is over here. It can move all the way across the field. It ends over here, so it has jumped over 3 farmers. So that player can take all these 3 farmers. Again, refilling the grid from here to here. During setup, players are not allowed to put their pawn on a space that already has another king, but during the game you are perfectly free to end your movement on a tile that has already a king on it. So those are the basics. Moving around the grid in a straight line, horizontal, vertically or diagonally, either landing on the character you want and take that character, or if you can make a longer movement and collect multiple characters of the same type, you will end your movement after the last one of that type and take all characters of the same type. And you put them underneath your kingdom to start collecting points. There is a bonus available once you've collected all 5 of the characters. You can cash in a kingdom bonus only once per turn. So if I had a duke, a countess and 1 farmer, or farmer's wife in this case, maybe I have another queen, I can now call for the kingdom bonus. I will get 5 money and I will get this tile that is worth 5 points at the end of the game. Then I'll have to flip 1 row of all the characters. Don't worry, they will still score their points at the end of the game. It's just a reminder that I cannot score this bonus again until I make a new row of all 5 of the characters in the kingdom. So you can try to get this bonus multiple times, but you can only collect the bonus once a turn. You can also collect a joker, a jester. It's not worth any points, but you simply can use it as any character you want. So maybe if I want to try to get the kingdom bonus, but I'm missing a duke, and if I collect a jester, I put it over here, and now I can say I have a duke because the jester can be any person, and I can score my kingdom bonus. And then there are 3 special characters in this game that you also can recruit. However, you do not add them to your kingdom. Once you obtain the character, you have to use it right away, and after that this character is discarded. If you cannot or do not want to take the action from the special character, you are not allowed to recruit it. But if you take the wizard, you are allowed to exchange 1 tile from your kingdom with one of the 2 tiles on the bottom of the hill. So for example, I have 2 farmers' wives. I might want to exchange one of those farmers' wives with the farmer that is on the bottom of the hill. And now I have a romantic couple of 2. And then the wizard gets discarded. Then we have the priest, and to use the priest you have to pay 1 coin to the priest, but then you can change directions. Let's say it's my turn, and I of course really want the queen because she's worth the most points, but I can't get to her in a straight line. Maybe the priest can offer me solution. I move to the priest, then you have to pay 1 gold to the priest by putting the money on the priest tile. And now I can take a next move in a straight line to anywhere I want, so in this case to the queen. And now I can simply take the queen. You cannot take any tile you have used to get to the priest. It's like starting your move again from the priest. So I put my queen into my castle, and also the priest will get removed because he has been used. However, the coin stays on that place, and when refilling the grid, the coin will move onto the new tile that has been placed there. So the first player to pick up this tile, this character, will also score 1 gold and thus 1 point. It's even possible to use multiple priests in 1 turn. Say I want to get to this countess, I can move over here, pay 1 coin to the priest, start my new move, ending over here, paying again 1 coin to the priest, and then moving on to the countess. If you have no gold, you cannot use the priest. And finally, we will have the tax collector. If you end your movement on this tax collector, he will simply give you 3 coins, 3 gold. But to use this tax collector, I will get my taxes from 3 of the same characters, but it will be worth 5 coins, 5 gold. Say for instance I have 3 knights. I will use them to get my taxes. If you've collected taxes from a character, you also have to flip it face down. Again, their points will score at the end of the game. It's just for now a reminder that those characters already have been taxed. Also, you cannot get taxes from the same type of character in the same game twice. So as a reminder, you will put this tax token on top of the knight in this case, and for the rest of the game I cannot use the tax collector on the knights again. Maybe if you have 4 of the same, maybe 4 farmers, you can score 8 money, and this one is the highest. If you have 5 characters of the same type, you can use them with the tax collector to get 10 gold. So those are all the characters you can recruit or use during the game, and so play continues until it's not possible to fill up the hill anymore. If the next player in turn would be the starting player, the game would end immediately. Otherwise we would continue the game until it's the turn of the starting player again, and then the game ends. So all players will have an equal number of turns. And then it's simply a matter of counting points to decide who is the winner. Each queen you collect is worth 5 points, the duke 4, the countess 3, the knights 2, farmers and farmers' wives are 1 point each. So those are your base influence points. Then you will score points if you had the kingdom bonus for having all 5 of the characters. You will get your knight order bonuses if you collected 3 or more knights from the same color, from the same order. You will score 2 points for each couple you can make of farmers and farmers' wives. And finally, each gold you have is worth 1 point. And all those points together, who has the most total reputation points, will be the winner of King of the Valley. Should there be a tie, then the player who has the most influence points, dus without the bonus points, who has the most influence points, then is the winner. If that's also a tie, then it's time for a rematch. And that is how you play King of the Valley set collection to score the most points, trying to get some bonuses. And of course the fun of the game is the tactical part of this moving around the valley, trying to get the best tiles for yourself. But it's also important to keep in mind what your movement does for the other players, what options do you give them when refilling the valley. Thanks again to the Game Master for having me this review copy. If you have any questions about this game, please feel free to ask them in the comments below. My name is David, thank you for watching and hope to see you next time.